I'm Jon Sicotte, executive editor of the Brewer Magazine. Welcome to another edition of the Brewer Magazine Podcast, and we are sponsored by Keg Logistics. You can go to keglogistics.com/brewermag for more details. And of course, we're available here as the podcast. Every Tuesday, you can find a new episode either on YouTube or Spotify, depending on when you see my face or hear my voice. You can do it that way. We're available there. And of course, brewermag.com. We're always updating it for your business resources for mostly the craft brewing industry, but we also like to take time to be able to share some insights from cideries across the country, both at brewermag.com and ciderbusiness.com. So you can check those out as well. And we are going to be doing a cider-ish podcast, but of course, so many breweries now do a lot of things with cider. So this is important to you as well. National Cider Month is here, and it was founded by Schilling Cider in 2022. National Cider Month has grown into this industry-wide celebration. It happens all during the month of October as an opportunity to elevate the cider industry. Now, according to IRI data that was compiled by the American Cider Association, cider sales actually saw a 5% lift during National Cider Month when it debuted. So it shows it works. And the ACA is a supporting partner of the National Cider Month, but your company can be a part of it as well, be it a cidery or a brewery. More than 160 cideries, in fact, signed up and are participating in National Cider Month, which you can actually go to their website. It's nationalcidermonth.com. Very easy to remember. You can go check out what kind of events are going on around you, or if you're a part of it, make sure that they're there. And that is a great way to be able to participate in a variety of ways. And we here at Brewer Magazine and Cider Business have been compiling some of the things. We've looked at some of the things that people are doing, and we want to be able to share some of those insights we have gained here on the Brewer Magazine Podcast. This Brewer Mag Podcast is sponsored by Keg Logistics. Now's the perfect time to review your keg management strategy. Whether you're seeking a truly flexible keg rental program or intrigued by the seamless distribution freedom of paper fill, Keg Logistics is ready to craft a personalized solution for you, ensuring you receive the kegs you need precisely when you need them. For details, visit keglogistics.com/brewermag. Keg Logistics, modern solutions for keg efficiency. So October, a really busy time of year for many people in the cider industry. It means harvesting. For me, it means curling is starting up at the end of the month, and a lot of other things with family obligations. Of course, GABF, if you're at a brewery, still haven't been there because my son's birthday coincides with it every single year. So we spent some time in New York this time for his birthday, his 13th birthday at Comic-Con. So he had a blast. I had some opportunities to try some beers in the New York City area as well. Okay, let's talk about what is going on right here. National Cider Month. Yeah, there has been a couple of years now. We are at 25, and they started this in 22. So let's do the math. 22, 23, 24, 25, fourth year. And kind of like the intro said, there has been a significant increase in IRI sales when things happen like this, when you're actually taking that time to be able to put forth an effort to give it a month. And we see this with Craft Malt Month now in September. And of course, all the different little holidays that you hear throughout the year for beer. I mean, you have like a National Stout Day, and you have a National IPA Day, and now, beer days, lots of them. And like, it's great programming to be able to like bring some awareness to what is going on. So over the years, we've written a lot about the different things with National Cider Month and how people can get involved. So I kind of compiled a bunch of different stories about ways to gear up for National Cider Month. And I know we're kind of getting to the end of the month, but you know what? It's never too late to start. If this is on a Tuesday afternoon and you're seeing this, you still have a good week and a half to be able to throw something together. And you know what? November 1st, yeah, that's a Saturday. That can be a part of Cider Month as well. So you got some time to program things, or at least get ready for 2026. So again, I kind of combined some things, looked up different ideas that people have had. Of course, you can look at the events that are on the National Cider Month calendar. And one of them is putting out a new or limited release cider, or giving the media in your area a touring event. A cidery can launch a special limited edition cider exclusively for National Cider Month Month. And it can also hold a tour at the same time. You can invite people behind the scenes to showcase how the cider is made, or maybe even spotlight of how something you make is unique. And a good thing for consumers, the new release, it can create excitement, a sense of occasion, especially if you're saying things, this is a special only this month. And the tour, or even giving media access, getting things set up, gives some transparency, gets people behind the scenes, helps them feel connected to your craft and to your cidery. And it can increase understanding of what cider production is all about. A part of that is that the reason some people don't maybe get into it as much is because it seems more mysterious. Craft beer, you look at it, it's very open. You see the tanks right there. And of course, you see that at your cideries as well. Now, why is it helpful for your cidery to be doing this? Well, a limited release can give a great marketing hook, give you something to promote. And those tour or media events can help amplify your brand identity and elevate the production story. That helps when there's a crowded beverage category. And if you are working on just one piece of that, you want to make sure that your voice is getting heard. And again, it helps create local press coverage, get those influencers, social media people. Here in the Northwest Ohio area, I luckily have had great connections for the things that I do outside of Brewer Magazine cider business when it comes to local craft beer, being able to know who the craft beer media people are and be able to tap into that when needed for things like beer festivals or beer releases, or even just being able to share information with local breweries on what they can be able to do, what they can connect with, who they can connect with. I even got kind of into it myself, and now I run the Northwest Ohio Craft Beer News page just to be able to help amplify some of those voices in our 50-ish so breweries in the 419 area around Toledo, Ohio. So again, it is important to start working on those connections. Don't be a mysterious figure in the background. I've even deal with some of those in our area. I'm like, you need to step out of the shadows and get yourself out there and be able to talk to people and share your story. It's very, very important. Now, consumers are going to take that time to attend a tour, or maybe come to and check things out and be an audience. What if your cidery is in a remote area? That may only draw your regulars, but again, timing can be part of this as well. Plan for next year right now. Start letting people know this is when we're having our harvest. This is what you can do and what you can learn. There's a lot of great ideas that you can be able to do that. Here's an idea. Host a cidery lab, an open house where fans can vote on an experimental cider flavor, and the winning flavor becomes the National Cider Month release. So this is something that you can get people geared up for all throughout the year and be able to get them encourage them to be a part of it for years to come. And it could end up being a really popular brand that could be something you could use throughout the year, and it can graduate to that next level of being more than just a limited release, a seasonal, maybe a full-time cider that you're looking at. Maybe I have a passport idea, something that you can let people come and tour the cidery, taste new releases, and maybe get a glass or create a badge system. There's a lot of great things that I'm sure you're already doing. You can incorporate this into National Cider Month and make it your own. Now, another way is, again, partnering. Local media, influencers. I know, like in our area, we have a good friend of mine that I've become friends with, Patrick McCarty, guy in the 419, has like 30,000 followers. And he goes around and, samples food, samples beer, samples cider, samples mead. And he's reaching out to people all the time. Find those people in your area, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook. Know where your audience is, where your audience that you want. And you can be able to kind of share that from the fermenters, be able to reach consumers maybe who can't attend in person. You can have someone there for a live stream. That would be one thing. All right. Tap room events and themed activities. That's our second piece. Think of different ways that you can do this. I mean, like, in fact, when I wrote a story in the past, Portland Cider, they actually plan a cookie decorating class in their tap room. New England Cider does cabaret shows and a Halloween pumpkin festival at the end of the month. All of this can be a part of National Cider Month. So you can schedule fun themed events in your tap room on site, and it can be all around National Cider Month. You can have either holiday adjacent, like pumpkin festivals or a Halloween theme, pairing classes, again, like cookies, like Portland cider, or desserts. Maybe you have like a great bakery in the area that you can partner with, or and find what goes good with your ciders. Again, music. People love live music. You can maybe find something a little off the wall, a cabaret night. I mean, that's something pretty cool that New England Cider did. Food pairings as well, like I said. So, because consumers want something like this, it transforms the cidery from a mere tasting experience into becoming a social experience, bringing their friends, trying something different. It enhances the word of mouth, especially, and it gives some emotional connection to be able to bring in some new consumers. And it broadens your appeal. It goes outside of maybe just the one person that likes cider to bringing the whole family, bringing a couple along, bringing non-hardcore cider drinkers, and show them that there is more to a cidery than just cider. And of course, it's going to increase some foot traffic, some dwelling time, because you're seeing people that want to see what's going on there. And, maybe there's some ancillary spends, some extra spending. I'm terrible at words and I write them down and then I can't pronounce them. There is different ways to be able to do that, whether it is something in the options of food or creating merchandise around this. If you see the opportunity there, it gives social media shareable moments as well. So you could set up a photo op, a theme decor, something that people are taking pictures of and sharing. I know hashtags are getting a little bit passe, but creating a hashtag for it to be able to draw people in and get those non-traditional audiences in. So maybe like a cider and canvas night. Maybe you're already doing this, but again, this is a time that you can be able to put it in and be able to program it as a part of National Cider Month. Dessert and ciders, pumpkin and ciders. Have a harvest market. Invite some local vendors, live music, cider flights. Be able to do pumpkin carving on site and turn it into a fall festival hub. This Brewer Mag podcast is sponsored by Keg Logistics. Now's the perfect time to review your keg management strategy. Whether you're seeking a truly flexible keg rental program or intrigued by the seamless distribution freedom of paper fill, Keg Logistics is ready to craft a personalized solution for you, ensuring you receive the kegs you need precisely when you need them. For details, visit keglogistics.com/brewermag. Keg Logistics, modern solutions for keg efficiency. Now, that's one of the points. So we've kind of gone over some taproom events, some themed activities, some limited releases. How about collaboration? Collaboration with restaurants or other events that are going on already during the month of October in your area, and you can be able to kind of piggyback on top of that. Posterity Cider Works, they hosted a cider makers dinner with a restaurant that was near them, and they released two new ciders with it. We talked with them a few years ago about how that went. And, if you are partnering with a local restaurant, a local bar, whatever event venues are going on, or even special dinners that are happening, you can get in on that. There, you can have a tasting or have a pop-up event during a fall themed event that's already going on. See, obviously you got to get the right permits and stuff, but you can launch a new cider or have a cider flight in conjunction with these partnerships. There's so many ways that you can find events that can work already into what National Cider Month promotion is all about. You're expanding the cider experience, and that's beyond the cidery itself. It can put cider in a different setting outside of a restaurant or a bar, and it gives those new cider drinkers a chance to be able to maybe use complementary food pairings, make the product more approachable, and integrate it into other occasions outside of just trying it in the tasting room. And of course, it unlocks that cross audience exposure. Restaurant patrons are going to be able to find things that maybe you'd never have brought outside of your tasting room, and it gives your business a new environment. And maybe you're outside of your area, you're able to introduce yourself to people. It's really important to be able to get that what is it, lips to glass effect, and it positions cider as more than versatile. It helps broaden market perception. So think about maybe it's a cider meets the chefs, and you have a multi-course meal where each course is paired with a certain cider, including one of your special releases. And of course, make sure some of your cores are available as well, so that people can turn around and be like, I really like that one. I'm going to go look for that one. Maybe it's coming to your tasting room or finding it on the shelf of a local store. You can just have a cider tap takeover. Work with some of your local bars, and this might take some time because obviously Halloween's coming up, and there's a lot of fall festivities. So maybe start programming that. Look and see what the first weekend of October in 2026 is for your local cider local bars, that you can get a few lines from them, and be there to talk. Put flesh to flesh. Shake people's hands, give them a cider, let them try things. Partner with a farmer's market if you can. Cider and harvest brunch. Be able to find a place that is doing brunch, and create a line of cider flights and local produce, and have a chef demo. I mean, there's so many things that you can think of. Use your own experiences. What did you like about something that you went to? How can you incorporate that into your own brand and have it be on point? And of course, it's important to be working on social media campaigns at this time. Make sure there's things that are available for people to download and share. And like the American Cider Association, make sure that the focus is on cider and consumer recognition. They have a whole folder full of things, and I'm sure that if you ask them, they'd be happy to be able to share it with you. And different things, like you see this logo right here. In fact, this is from the American Cider Association. So lots of cool things that you can be able to use to be able to share and use a coordinated social media campaign throughout the month of October, even into starting in September. Share stories right now. Start compiling some of the stories about what cider means to some of your consumers. Get those ready for next year. Make that process, the seasonal pairings, get all that stuff ready to go. Great photos, great logos. Use the National Cider Month logos to tie in that your cidery's messaging, because it is important, and be able to kind of have that pre-plan. Two more points I wanted to be able to make here on this podcast. And well, of course, education, so important in this, being able to educate about the versatility of cider. And that means maybe creating sessions or content that highlight the diversity of cider. You can do things like host different styles, show people different things between dry and sweet and sparkling and wild and fortified, and all the different ways that cider is produced. If you're making it, have it ready, have it an opportunity to be able to share that with those consumers. Creative pairings or cocktails, we've kind of talked about this, but being able to show what you can put with cider outside of it just being a drinking experience and a seasonal use. What's it great for in the fall? And have some workshops if you can. Do you feel like you want to be more of an educator? Put an educational seminar together, give some tastings, or partner with others in the area to showcase how cider can be versatile. Now, of course, many people still think cider is a sweet apple drink. We know that that's not the case, and there's so many other ways, but you can demonstrate the range and broaden that appeal to those that like dry, like tart, like complex beverages. Educate and reduce the I don't like sweet cider barrier that a lot of consumers end up falling into, and it can help you with your branding. And finally, it is fall time, so let's tie it into seasonal fall themes: harvest, apples, Halloween, pumpkins. Doesn't mean you have to make a pumpkin hard cider every single time, but be able to find ways in your locality, be able to ingrain the fall flavors, especially since it is in October, it's harvest season. That's what you want to be able to do. Find a natural fit, because it is the month of October, to have cider production with the apples and the leaves changing. Cozy evenings, things are getting darker earlier. I hate that part. But be able to put events and promotions and messaging together, and think of it as a harvest celebration, or autumn cocktails for people, pumpkin pairings, and Halloween cider flights. Those are all the different things. And of course, if you have an orchard, man, this is the time to be able to get the apple orchard tour and cider tastings going on. And if you are at, let's say, more urban cidery, find someone in your area that you can partner with, even if if there is an orchard that doesn't have those type of opportunities, maybe you can be that collaborative piece that be able to share on site with that. It links to a season, a festive feeling, again, emotions. Those are some of the things that you want to be able to connect when you're putting these things together. So I just wanted to summarize it. I mean, I didn't want to take up too much time. I kind of wanted to share, some of the pieces between the old Cider Corner pieces that we wrote at brewermag.com or what you can find at ciderbusiness.com. But like limited releases, tap room events, collaborations with local restaurants or venues, social media and assets campaign, education, of course, always important in all of those aspects. And of course, it's October, it's fall, find that theme. So hopefully those are some things. I know I talk fast sometimes, and I had some notes in front of me, so I kind of read it a little bit faster. But if you ever have questions, always happy to be able to talk with you. Of course, we love sharing your insights as well. We'd love to have you on the podcast, and you can reach out to me, John at thebrewermagazine.com. So happy fall. Enjoy the rest of National Cider Month, and we'll see you next week on the Brewer Magazine Podcast. This Brewer Mag podcast is sponsored by Keg Logistics. Now's the perfect time to review your keg management strategy. Whether you're seeking a truly flexible keg rental program or intrigued by the seamless distribution freedom of paper fill, Keg Logistics is ready to craft a personalized solution for you, ensuring you receive the kegs you need precisely when you need them. For details, visit keglogistics.com/brewermag. Keg Logistics, modern solutions for keg efficiency.